87-year-old Oscar-winning actress Dame Judi Dench has been in the spotlight for 65 years, and it seems she's not planning to retire anytime soon.
I feel for 8 minutes on the screen, I should only get a little bit of him.
But despite her busy life and prolific career, Dench still manages to find time for love despite her youth and age of 76. Well, what do you think about finding love at the age of 80? Is it possible to stay in a healthy relationship? Let's find out. Judi Dench and her late husband, Michael Williams, married in 1971 and remained together until he died in 2001. Speaking about their relationship, Dench believes they were lucky as their union came naturally and they never had to work hard for it. Although it's been years since Dench lost her husband to lung cancer, she still gushes over him. "Oh, how he used to make me laugh. He would absolutely yell at me. We had a lovely time. It was not a difficult time. I was lucky to meet Mike." Well, Dench doubts she'll ever get over Williams, and when asked how long it took her to figure out how to get along without him, her response was soul stirring. "I don't know, maybe I never did quite." But love never ends. After 9 years of losing her husband, Dench found love again at the age of 76. Dench didn't prepare herself to find love again, nor did she expect to. But her feelings changed when conservationist David Millis invited her to open a squirrel enclosure at the Wildlife Center in 2010.
About how you came upon this place, and apparently it's all down to otters. Yeah?
It is entirely down to otters, because we used to pass. We don't live very far away, and we used to pass, and the family and I.
Dench and Millis started dating and have been in a relationship for over a decade now. Even after years together, she still refers to him as my champ because she doesn't like the words partner or boyfriend. Speaking of their happy union, Dench believes humor is the most attractive thing in a relationship, and Millis makes her laugh. She says, "I love a good laugh. I have a very good friend now." Dench and Millis enjoy each other's company, but they have no plans to marry. When Dench was asked about the idea of marriage to David, she responded firmly, "No, no, 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 let's all put ourselves together and be our age." They also concluded that they will not live together and both of them should stay in their separate houses. However, they are only 4 miles apart and are always together, either at hers or Millis' place. While coming to Dench's career, Dench made her professional debut in 1957 with the Old Vic Company. Over the next few years, she appeared in several Shakespeare plays, such as Ophelia in Hamlet, Juliet in Romeo, and Lady Macbeth in Macbeth. Although most of Dench's work during this period was in theater, she also dabbled in film work and won a BAFTA award for Most Promising Newcomer.
And the winner is Judi Dench.
In 1968, she drew excellent reviews for the lead role of Sally Bowles in the musical Cabaret.
Mama thinks I'm living in a convent, a secluded little convent in the southern part of France. Mama doesn't even have an inkling that I'm working in a nightclub in a pair of lacy pants.
Her film appearances were infrequent and included supporting roles in major films such as James Ivory's A Room with a View, before gaining international fame as M in GoldenEye.
I don't want to play anyone like Queen Victoria in the next, thing I do.
You have played the Queen how many times?
Oh, not that many.
Well, but it just seems like you're always in giant costumes.
I'm not. That's a
Really?
That's a fallacy. Yes, I've only played Queen Victoria twice, and Elizabeth I, and Cleopatra.
She continued to star in 8 James until his final cameo appearance in the Bond film Spectre. Dench has worked with a non-governmental indigenous organization, Survival International, campaigning in defense of the San people of Botswana and the Arhuaco people of Colombia. She made a video supporting the claim that the son is a victim of oppression, greed, and racism. Dench is also a patron of the Karuna Trust, a charity that helps work among some of India's poorest and most oppressed people, mainly, though not exclusively, Dalits. On the 19th of March 2012, it was announced that Dench would be an honorary patron of Everton's charity arm community, of which she is a longtime supporter. Dench is an advisor to the American Shakespeare Center, a charity that enables school children across the UK to perform Shakespeare in professional theaters.
Kill me! Have a care with my name, you will wear it out. The Queen of England does not attend exhibitions of public lewdness, so something is out of joint. Come here, Master Kent.
She's also a patron of Shakespeare North, a playhouse project due to be completed in 2022 in the town of Prescott near Liverpool. She's a patron of East Park Riding for the Disabled, a riding school for disabled children in Newchapel, Surrey. Dench is also vice president of the national charity Revitalize, which provides accessible holidays for people with disabilities. In 2011, along with musician Sting and billionaire entrepreneur Richard Branson, she publicly called for policymakers to adopt more progressive drug policies by decriminalizing drug use. In 2014, Dench was one of 200 celebrities to sign an open letter calling for the people of Scotland to vote to remain part of the United Kingdom in that year's referendum. In a 2022 opinion piece in The Times following the death of Queen Elizabeth II, Dench criticized the Netflix show The Crown, accusing it of being crude sensationalism and cruelly unfair to individuals and damaging to the institutions they represent. A dramatic license has the potential to confuse non-British audiences. Dench even offered some insight into sexuality among the elderly. In Victoria and Abdul, Queen Victoria's character has an affair with Abdul Karim, an octogenarian young Indian Muslim.
So this movie is about Queen Victoria.
Yes.
And it is, tell everyone what it is about.
It is about Queen Victoria. The reason I've really come back, and I had no intention of doing it, is because this is about a relationship she had when she was in her 80s. And she had a very happy marriage with Albert. Then she had 4 years a relationship with, we don't know quite how far that went, with John Brown, a Gilly. And then what we didn't know until 2010, when the letters were discovered, was that she met this young man who was sent for her jubilee to present her with something in his 20s, a young Indian Muslim. And he was sent, and they had this extraordinary and wonderful relationship.
Interesting.
Very.
Yeah.
The Queen was 68 and her confidant, a clerk, was 24. The relationship was considered scandalous and was opposed by her children and servants. It is not clear whether they had a sexual relationship, as much of their correspondence has been destroyed. However, the rest reveal that they have discussed the matter and that they have a close relationship. In an interview with Saga magazine, Dench hinted the Queen has never lost her romantic streak. "We know her life with Prince Albert was passionate," she shared. "Once you've had that, it doesn't matter what age you are, there's still that desire, that need of wanting somebody you can really relax and talk to and make jokes with." Well, after meeting David, she said in 2015, "It's wonderful to be in love. That state is when you're glad to see somebody and they make you laugh and you just like being with them." The actress, who has one daughter, also revealed she wishes she had lots more children. She said, "I had planned to have 6, easily. The rewards you get out of it. Finty and I are so close, and also Sammy." Even in lockdown, they decided they preferred living in separate houses. David explained, "We talked about that, but I think we're far better off as we are, as we have got 2 separate houses. And we're either in one or the other, and we're 4 miles apart." Judi has also previously gushed about her fantastic relationship. "I have met all the Hollywood stars. I get on well with them. I am not an actor, you see. I am not a competition to them, and that is how it works." Dench said it wasn't just the future of her career the Williams was concerned about, but also the fact that they needed a stable income. "We used to refer to Shakespeare as the man who pays the rent," she said, alluding to the fact that they relied on the income for the tiny apartment they lived in. But they were in for some good fortune because their respective careers as actors were about to skyrocket. When Williams died, Dench decided to still go full steam ahead with her work, but this time it wasn't about money, but rather about keeping mentally occupied. The day after his funeral, Dench went to Canada to film the shipping news. Then, the day after she got home, she started filming Iris.
You've had a lot of different leading men, and there's a lot of them. Who was your sexiest co-star? Is that easy to say, or is that difficult? Pierce Brosnan, Daniel Craig, Johnny Depp, Anthony Hopkins, Vin Diesel, Leonardo DiCaprio, Eddie Redmayne, Ben Affleck, Brad Pitt. Oh, no, that's a different... You haven't worked with him yet.
No, I haven't worked with him.
No, but who of all those people?
Johnny Depp.
The sexiest, really?
Yeah.
Wow. We have a game, and it's Who'd You Rather. And this is not Who'd You Rather do it with. This is Who'd You Rather act with. Unless you want to play Who'd You Rather. Yeah, act. Unless... Look, it's... We can play the game however
no,
you...
I think it ought to be different from act.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
All right. Let's go. All right. Who'd you rather do it with, Brad Pitt or Benedict Cumberbatch? It's your game.
"It's all a bit of a haste to me. It wasn't the best time," she said. Over the years, Dench said she still feels Williams' presence around her and their daughter. His presence is very much in her house and the garden and everything. Dench said on the Gabby Rossman podcast in 2020. Judi Dench has one child with her late husband, daughter Finty Williams. She has appeared in the TV series Born and Bred and several British films, some alongside her mother, including Mrs. Brown and Ladies in Lavender. She has done extensive voice work, including the lead role in the animated children's series Angelina Ballerina. Well, what do you think of Judi Dench's decision not to marry her boyfriend of 12 years? Do you think it is possible to find love again in later life? Let us know your opinions in the comment section.